HarperCollins and HarperAudio present A Fire So Wild, a novel by Sarah Ruiz-Grossman, performed by Marisha Tapera. To the survivors who shared their stories with me at the worst possible time in their lives, thank you. Prologue. She stared at the house, engulfed in flames. The tall, alternately white and bright orange spikes were licking at all of their memories, devouring them. Cheeks singed, eyes narrowed and swimming with tears. She searched the facade until, finally, she found what she was looking for, what she'd feared. On the second floor, a dark shape stood in the window. She screamed then, her whole body contorting with the effort, her throat scalded. Her cries were swallowed by the deafening cracking of wood, the whining of the house's foundations as it threatened to collapse. They hadn't all gotten out. Part 1. Water. August. The surface of Lake Anza was so still that it reflected the surrounding trees in a perfect mirror image, the sky captured cloud by cloud, the entire world in this body of water. This was Abigail's favorite time of day. Just after the crack of dawn, when the woods were quiet but for the chirps of waking birds and insects, when no one expected her to be anywhere at all. She stepped in, her body seizing as the cold enveloped her feet. Before she could change her mind, she dove, her hands, breasts, stomach, and legs slipping into the crisp water, each one of her skin cells coming alive. The shock was a welcome sensation. Too much of her life was spent feeling comfortable, she thought. She would be turning 50 soon, and it hadn't escaped her that in all likelihood, more than half of her life was now behind her. Her body certainly didn't let her forget it. First, there were the hot flashes, which started last year and had only grown more intense over the hot, sticky summer nights. Then, the sudden bouts of insomnia, which left her roaming the house before dawn, like a bear who'd wandered in by mistake, a little stunned, surprisingly hungry, mostly frustrated at not being able to find a comfortable position, even in her own bed. But it was the dryness that really caught her off guard. Nothing a little lube couldn't fix, but still, she wondered why women didn't warn one another about such things. A heads-up might have kept her from scrolling manically through WebMD at 1 a.m. after a frustrating tussle with Taylor, to whom she had insisted that, yes, she was turned on. Yes, it was good for her. No, she didn't know what the hell was going on. Maybe it was stress. The usual culprit. A few impatient clicks and frustrated scrolls later, Abigail made the gratifying discovery that it was, in fact, yet another symptom of menopause. She also came across the unfortunate descriptor that her vagina was atrophying. When she Googled that, in turn, 2 definitions popped up. 1, to waste away, and 2, a gradual decline in effectiveness or vigor. Synonyms: shrivel, wither, decay, wilt. Mazel tov. Abigail slowed her strokes, which had grown messy and fitful with her thoughts. She ducked her head underwater, felt the whoosh of a watery silence surrounding her. She opened her eyes. Even with her goggles on, she couldn't see farther out than her hands, the murky waters rendered green by years of drought. She buried her feet into the warm mud of the lake's bottom, something solid to keep her still.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?